Hello and welcome to a brand new show of CEO at Work, and we are coming after a long gap, but this one indeed is a special edition. On this show of CEO at Work, we would be discussing the secret recipe of the success of Jubilant Food Works. We would find out what is the vision which is getting baked in their boardrooms. What is the mix of ingredients which will ensure that the company is future ready, and what will they do to ensure that the customer satisfaction remains spicy. My guest on the show today is someone who is reserved, but is bold. He is big when it comes to his ideation and strong when it comes to implementation. And every time when I meet Sameer Bhai from Jubilant Food Works, I always start by saying one more thing. Hungry ho kya?
Always. Always hungry for more and always thinking bold.
Okay. Let's introduce the company. When I would introduce Jubilant Food Works 15 years ago, it was a franchisee of Domino's Pizza. Now it is becoming more like a food platform company with multiple brands, which is pivoting into food tech. Let's first go back and then we'll go forward. What has changed and what will change?
So I think fundamentally our purpose has remained the same, which is we serve joy. When a small little girl gets a pizza, she gets a big smile, her mother gets teary eyes. So that has always kept me going, and therefore our purpose is to serve joy. What has changed is we are leading with more technology, greater purpose, but food remains the center. Our food is no longer addition to a menu, but a big platform. I'll give you an example. We launched Cheese Volcano, a blockbuster product. Then we launched Cheese Burst in 3 new flavors. And today we tasted whole new cheese ranges of product. I genuinely believe cheese can be 1,000 crore platform for us. Similarly, chicken wings in Popeyes can be another 1,000 crore product. So we're thinking about more platforms than just sheer menu additions. We are becoming more food and food technology company, but the purpose to serve with joy or serve joy on a plate, that remains.
Okay. Let's look at the state of the economy. The QSR sector in last 6 to 8 quarters has gone through a rough ride. But for the quarter gone by, declared numbers, there is a marked improvement in your same-store sales. There's a marked improvement in your forward communication. So why are you growing and what are you doing so differently that optimism is coming back when others are struggling?
So I would say the answer is more self-help, right? I understand there is a demand slowdown. However, in this tough times, we've done 3 things. We are doubled down on value. After thorough experimentation, we launched free delivery. We doubled down on giving more cheese per product. The number 1 reason customers order Domino's is actually the craving for cheese. And the 3rd reason is just sheer operations excellence. We deliver more number of orders in 20 minutes. When it is Diwali or New Year or Christmas, our store staff is available throughout the night, whether it's Kumbh or Coldplay. We are present in both the location.
How many pizzas did you deliver in Kumbh?
So we have 8 stores. Still, yesterday was the last day. I'm still to take an account. It has far exceeded our expectation in terms of, I would have never imagined we'll be selling so many pizzas in Kumbh and Coldplay both.
But the J-curve, what we've seen in your last numbers, and especially one benchmark which is used by markets, and our viewers also use it, this obsession with same store sales, right? Same store sales. That's the first benchmark on which numbers are judged. There's a big uptick. It's a double-digit growth. After 4 or 5 quarters of a flat growth, from negative to positive, and now it's in double-digit. Will that sustain?
I genuinely believe so. And I am a big believer of compounding. We are acquiring new customers at an unprecedented rate, almost 2x what we were doing a year ago. our pizza eating frequency, which is about 3 in a year, has not come down.
Okay.
And therefore, if this were to happen, right, our same store growth should be very high, right? And I think as a category leader in pizza, our job is to grow the market and continue to gain share, and we are doing both.
I introduced Jubilant as a company which is available on different platforms, from biryani to Chinese food to Dunkin' Donuts, a global presence as well as coffee. But your dependence on pizza is still 90%.
It is.
Now, that's good, but that's also bad. I mean, see, I'm very sure that pizza demand will not be cyclical, but the dependence on just one category, isn't that risky?
I think yes and no. And what I would say is there are about 20,000 Domino's pizza in US. India is only 2,000, and we have almost 4x the population. There are 11,000 KFC in China in 1,000 cities. We are still very small.
11,000 KFCs.
11,000 KFCs.
One single brand in China is 11,000
and adding
stores.
1,000 stores a year.
But Samir, historically, when there has been a slowdown, we've seen Jubilant in the past reorganizing their stores. Wherever there was duplication, you've cut those stores. But this time around, you're really going all in with store expansion.
So what you see is actually we're bringing technology and AI into our store operations. And what you see today is this is a replica of our store. And this room or experience center is called Store.AI. Now, Store.AI does 3 things. One, it helps us expand network, and I'll come and talk about it. Second, it drives more revenue per store. Third, it drives more engagement and repeat per customer. All 3 metrics are done by Store.AI. Let me explain. As we stand today, we have list of thousands locations based upon actual data usage of Domino's customers who are not able to get Domino's. So we know where to open next 1,000 stores. We already have a list. All we need is a right location at the right rental. We are ready to open stores. Second is the revenue per store. Through Restaurant Copilot, what we are developing is assistant for our restaurant managers so that they can focus front of the house, sell more pizzas, their inventory management, rostering, all of that can be taken away. Third is the delivery. So take, for example, I'm short of riders. Typically, I will shut down the store. If it is raining, I will shut down the stores. Now the tools and the AI is automatically reducing the polygons, shutting down one part of the area or one channel. And as a result, what we are seeing is we are able to get far more from the store.
How much have you invested in AI?
So we have a team of about 200 engineers, all in-house, who are developing these products, but across channels, across platforms. So it is a big investment for us, and I can't invest more in it.
No,
right? Like I should.
But what I'm trying to understand is that is the ROI, or return on investment in AI, really going to help you? Because you're investing upfront, the results would be coming back and in. Are you confident that this investment will work for you?
I think one of the reasons why Jubilant Food works, or I would say Domino's in India, is not just a #1 pizza company in India, but the #1 QSR, is because we've always made bold investments. And bold investments in technology. So we have our own app. Majority of orders and new customers come from our own app. When I came in, I invested the entire technology team into Domino's app. I shut down all programs, but to focus on Domino's. It's paying off now. Same thing, we built the rider management app in-house. And it was all outsourced. Our loyalty was outsourced. Everything is now in-house, and you see how our app is improving day by day. So I think the ROI is definitely there. And I genuinely believe this Store.AI will help us improve efficiency, prevent revenue leakages, and make the restaurant manager's life a lot simpler. Domino's store in India has the highest throughput per store in terms of volume anywhere in the world.
How many pizzas do you deliver in a day?
So 40 crore pizzas we delivered last year.
Wow, 40 crore
Right, so this is the
pizzas.
number of crores because everybody is talking about crores in terms of Kumbh. We delivered nearly 40 crore pizzas last year.
Which means typically you've reached every household once. India's 40
Yes,
crores households.
yes, roughly.
Roughly you've reached every household once.
Yeah, that's correct.
But can you increase your penetration levels further? Because you're talking about what, reaching 700 cities by 2028,
Yes, that's
right?
correct.
How many cities you currently are present in?
So we are present in 465 cities.
That's a bold bet, right? From making 2,000 stores to 3,000 stores, from reaching from 400 cities to 700 cities, which means for next 3 years, you're looking at serious expansion, something which you've not done in last 15 years, you will do in next 3 years.
That's correct. So it took us nearly, I think about 15 or 16 years to get to 1,000 stores. It took us another 5 or 6 years to get to another 1,000. I think we'll do it in 3 years. And what the number that you are calculating, yes, we delivered, probably reached every household one time in a year. But an average consumer eats 1,000 meals in a year, and we are hardly present over there.
So you are in a high growth phase now, which I think you've, in a sense, clearly articulated. But with growth, there is also return ratios. When I started tracking Domino's or Jubilant Food Works, the return ratios were enviable. They're the best in the industry, 30% plus. Now they've come down to sub 20. Will they come back or they will remain here?
I think definitely we'll see improvement in return on capital. I think that's a very important metric for me and my team. Now we're doing 3 things for it. Number 1, the biggest driver of return on capital is same-store growth rate, right? So now that is back on track. Second is there is a reduction in our store capex. So in the last couple of years, we've probably reduced our store capex to about by about 10 to 15%, and yet improved our store experience. Third is that we were in a heavy investment cycle of technology, building capacities, right? We believe that capex intensity will marginally come down. So therefore, I genuinely believe the ROCE should climb up.
So every year, every quarter, will we see an improvement?
Hopefully, yes. But I think but the endeavor is to make the same store growth, to me, is the biggest driver of my return on capital.
But 12% same stores growth, what you reported for the quarter
Yes,
gone
like
by,
for like.
you feel that the trend will be strong. It may not be 12%, that could be an aberration, but the trend could be in and around India's GDP growth.
I think we have to do better than India's GDP growth rate, right? I mean, it's a
Nominal GDP.
Nominal GDP, okay. So I think that is the endeavor. But see, our model is we have the highest throughput per store, we have the fastest delivery, and our stores payback period is about 2.5 years. As long as that happens, so we are ready to open stores.
There's a time I distinctly remember there were drop in your margins, and the line which we used to describe what was the challenge for Jubilant Food Works was that who moved my cheese? Milk prices went up, cheese prices they went up, and that was a struggle. That could come back again. So while there are plans in terms of getting AI, increasing the return ratios and customer satisfaction, you've not taken a price hike for 10 quarters.
Yes.
What does that mean? And are you struggling to take a price hike, or it's a conscious strategy?
It's absolutely very conscious.
Okay.
Price hike is the easiest thing to do. It's a policy decision at the end of the day. But by not taking price hikes in the last 9th quarter or 10th quarter running, what we've been able to do is gain massive market share. While everybody talks about mandi and demand slowdown, right? We are growing the fastest. So I think it is testimony of not only our execution, but some of the bold decisions we have taken on technology and an execution on the ground, along with shying away from taking any price hike. So it's more value to consumers, and that's what Domino's stand for: great food, delivered very fast, and renowned value.
Food delivery companies are saying that we will deliver in 10 minutes. They're trying to beat even 15 minutes now. How would you compete with them?
So firstly, we don't, as you can see, we use the freshest ingredients.
Okay.
We use a fresh dough ball, hand stretch it, it's never frozen, and we believe we have the density to serve the freshest pizza fastest. So take for example Gurgaon. When I joined about 2.5 years ago, we had about 35 stores. We now have about 50 stores.
In Gurgaon, there are 50 stores.
50 stores, and we're adding about 20 more.
Only in Gurgaon?
Only in Gurgaon.
How many stores you have in Mumbai? We live in Mumbai, so I want
Yes,
to know about
so
Mumbai.
Mumbai is about 80 stores.
And you're planning to add here more?
Of course. Of course, in fact, there are white spaces in Mumbai that we are not able to find the store. So again, 20-minute delivery is one of the massive moats that we have in top 7 cities. So in about 12 to 18 months, you plan to cover all top 7 metros in India with 20-minute promise.
Samir, the Popeye brand, it's almost 5 years plus for Popeye for Jubilant Food.
3 years.
3 years now. But you've not seen a significant ramp up. Is it a conscious strategy that you'll focus on one market and then move to some other city?
No, that is not true. So firstly, I think in 3 years, we are now about 60 stores, present in 23 cities, and largely concentrated in South. We have opened in North, Delhi NCR, when we're actively looking to expand in Mumbai. So for me, at about 50 store mark, we have fine-tuned the model. Our capex have come down. Our gross margins have improved. We have launched the brand with its own app. Our order share on our own app is growing. In fact, we were one of the fastest growing QSRs on the aggregators, Popeyes last quarter. And we are continuously expanding and bringing the Domino's playbook onto Popeyes. Right now, I'm focused on making sure I get the right unit economics, then we can scale. Right? And if you see, we did the same thing with coffee in Turkey. We opened nearly 50 stores in last 6 to 9 months. So once the unit economic model is filled, we can actually accelerate.
And Dunkin' Donuts, is it like still a hobby project, or this is a brand you want to take higher? Because it's nowhere close to 100 stores also.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. So I'm a big believer of focusing on few things. So for me, the growth vectors for Jubilant Foodworks are 3. Domino's, both in India and Turkey, Popeyes, and coffee.
Okay.
Rest everything, I'm making conscious choices on capital allocation, resource allocation, and once they prove the unit economics, we can actually scale very fast.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.